From funding pig manure to putting lipstick on a pig, we showed you how the mainstream print media was going out of its way yesterday to portray the awful GDP report showing the first contraction in 3.5 years. But as Michelle Malkin found out, it didn't stop there, did it, Michelle?
No, it didn't. What you had was a parade thrown by all of these Democrats and Jay Carney and Nancy Pelosi. Woohoo! Raise the roof, negative growth. I mean, what alternate universe do these people live in?
Michelle, they blamed the House. They said a lot of the reason for the negative growth was obstruction in the GOP-driven House.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid, who's basically wagging his fingers and telling people, don't badmouth it. I think that was the exact quote he used. And unfortunately, there are too many of these mainstream media types who were falling right in line.
Yeah, Michelle,
wait a minute. Wait, it was a stunning drop. Shh.
Yeah, and we also pointed out, we read the research that was sent to me, NBC didn't even mention the negative growth. ABC danced around it, a slight downturn, but this one really gets me, Michelle. Scott Pelley over at CBS talked about the downturn, but assured viewers, don't worry, it'll probably be revised. Wink.
It's nice to see some candor there, especially when you compare it to the pre-packaged, pre-programmed talking points, as you said, blaming the usual suspects, the House Republican obstructionism and manufactured crisis. That exact quote from Nancy Pelosi there. But the truth, of course, is very depressing for many people trying to make it in the economy, and there's no candy coating that. It's not just lipstick on a pig that they're using. They're trying to use, Bon Bell lip gloss on the pig to blind people with their shiny lies.
All right, Michelle, we're going to turn pages a little bit. Take a look at this video just released by the Department of Homeland Security. We want your reaction. Watch.
If you are caught out in the open and cannot conceal yourself or take cover, you might consider trying to overpower the shooter with whatever means are available. To protect your hiding place, lock the door if you can. Block the door with heavy furniture and close, cover, and move away from windows. Hide behind large items such as cabinets or desks.
So honestly, Michelle, you have an active shooter situation and they tell you, grab a pair of scissors.
This was not an Onion parody. This was not a Saturday Night Live skit. This is our well-funded Department of Homeland Security telling people to defend themselves against the next wave of terrorists or violent criminals with their desk chairs. I can't, I cannot deal with this, Eric. It's, you have to laugh because otherwise you would cry.
You might cry. I wonder how much research they did, and that's what they came up with. The scissors, maybe throw a bottle of Elmer's glue at the perpetrator.
To take a serious turn on this, there are so many mandated government gun-free zones in this country, and we are disarming and disempowering people to defend themselves. And this is just a sick joke underlying that.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to switch gears one more time. Next topic, while we have you here, illegal immigration, obviously a big topic this week. The Gang of 8 senators say their pitch, what they are pitching, is not blanket amnesty, that it would actually send the 11 million illegal immigrants who are here now currently to the back of the line of citizenship, for citizenship. What say you?
Same old song from the amnesty gang. I've been reporting on this issue for more than 20 years. I've said tirelessly that immigration is first and foremost a national security and enforcement issue. And if these politicians are truly committed to national security, border security, and enforcement, they wouldn't tether it in a politically expedient way to amnesty every time they lose an election. Are you hearing me, Republicans, on this? It's very frustrating because we're supposed to be the party and the movement that supports the rule of law. Instead of the 11 million illegal aliens, and we know that's a bogus figure, it's probably upwards of 20 million now. They've used that statistic for 15 years. Instead of making a priority on those 11 million illegals in the shadow, how about putting a priority on all the law-abiding people around the country who've been waiting in line the right way? Shouldn't we value them more? There are 4.6 million people who have sponsored visas waiting to get into this country. That's where my compassion and sympathy lies.
Absolutely. Michelle, yesterday I had a gentleman on from Mi Familia Voda, I believe is the name of the group, Ben Montessori, if I'm not mistaken. Take a listen to the little interchange I had with him. Watch. There are a lot of people out there who say there's effective immigration going on in America. If you just wait in line, fill out the forms, do it properly, you become a citizen.
I don't think that that is accurate. I mean, quite frankly, it is not a system that allows you to do that, or else everybody will be in line waiting to make sure that they get the turn. It's a reason why it's a bipartisan support to fix immigration reform, because obviously the system is not working.
Go ahead, Michelle. Thoughts?
I don't understand what he's saying. The system isn't working because it puts a premium in politics on those open borders voices that scream the loudest. We've had about a dozen amnesties since 1986, when Reagan made the mortal mistake of believing that Democrats would tie amnesty to enforcement. That promise has never been fulfilled, and those who have been amnestied have butted their way in front of the line and loaded down the system and increased the waiting times and processing for people who, honestly, Washington is telling them they are chumps for respecting the rule of law and doing it the right way.
We're going to leave it there. Michelle, Malkin, always great to have you. Good to see you again.
You bet. Take care.